If the narcissist was ever going to be honest with you, this is what they would say to you. These are things that you cannot comprehend. So please don't think that what I'm going to talk about in this video, they are going to tell you. But if they could, and there was no ego at play here, this is what they would say. Watch this video because I'm going to talk about this. Hello and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. So this video, I have been wanting to make a video like this for quite some time, and it's a question that keeps popping up actually quite a lot in my client sessions. Like, what would the narcissist want to say to me but they can't? And I think over the last couple of weeks I have been talking about this, or this has been the question on people's minds, so I thought, you know what, this is a great topic for a video. And it's probably something that you have thought about as well. But before I get into the video, I want to just say that I do go live on this channel once a week. If you have any questions or there's something on your mind that you just want a quick answer to, I would say join the live because I can answer your question there and then. And also you need to check out the live chat that's going on alongside the live stream, because honestly, it's so lovely to see so many of you supporting one another and knowing that actually you are just one big family here on this community. And I am so proud. I am so proud and so happy that you are part of it. So please do check out the link in the description box that will give you more information, or take you straight to the lives, or give you more information about the lives. So what would the narcissist say to you if they could? If they could tell you exactly how they feel, but they never do. And the thing is, they don't, because they're so disconnected from themselves. They don't feel. They're kind of like an empty vessel. And this is because of their traumatic past, because of their traumatic childhood. They disconnected from their emotions in a bid to protect themselves. Which, yeah, I get it. Like, I understand why this happens, and I know that trauma is a real precursor for this to happen. And a lot of people do use this method. However, we do make choices. So whilst the narcissist decides that actually they're going to use control and manipulation to manage other people and manage an outcome, others, we just disconnect from our emotions and we don't want to feel because it is too painful. But you see, the thing is, what happens with this disconnection is that you can never actually say how you really feel, because you don't feel it, or you've disconnected from that part of you that you just don't want to feel because it's too painful. And there are pros and cons with this. Yes, you don't feel. Yes, you shut this out and you desensitize yourself to any traumatic or any difficult situation that you do meet going on later on in your life. However, this disconnection doesn't fulfill you. This disconnection, you are completely disconnected from yourself and the world around you. And so all you use is perspective and logic to try and understand it, which is really what the narcissist does. However, they use it because there is an agenda behind all of this, whereas others will use it to try and manage and get through day to day, or get through this traumatic experience. You see, what a narcissist would say to you if they could is that they don't feel. They would really love to feel, but they can't, because disconnecting from the trauma of childhood has made them this way. They would tell you that they would love to have a loving relationship where they feel fulfilled, but they cannot, because they cannot feel. They would tell you that they have to trick you into falling in love with them, because if you knew the real truth of who they are and why they do this, you would run a mile. And they would tell you that this would trigger their abandonment and their rejection wound. And this is so intense, this is so painful for them, that actually they have to trick you into staying with them. They have to gaslight you, they have to mirror you, they have to love bomb you so that you trust them and that you open yourself up to them so that they can then take control of you. You see, they would also go on to tell you that the reason why they mirror you is because they admire you. There's so much about you, your energy, your kindness, your compassion, your patience, and your empathy, your ability to understand them. That is what they love about you. That is what they want. They want you to accept them for who they are. They want you to be compliant, because when you're not compliant, they are not able to make their next move. It makes them very anxious, not knowing what the next move is going to be and how you are going to react, which is why they study you. They study your facial expressions, your body language, so that they can understand you and also be able to orchestrate a certain conversation or an outcome so that it goes a certain way. Because when they don't know how this will play out, or how a situation or a conversation will play out, and bearing in mind they need to control it and they basically need it to go this certain way, they're not going to be able to make their next move. They're not going to be able to make any judgments about the situation. So if they can't read you, they're not going to know the next move, which is why you're actually always in control, but they manipulate you into thinking that you're not. The narcissist would also tell you that they feel safe when they are in control, because they are so anxious that it brings them out in depression. It makes them feel uncomfortable. It makes them feel like they don't know who and what they are. They don't actually have an identity. They don't know who they are. So they look to your qualities and try and mold themselves into being a person that you would want them to be. And the only reason why they do that is because they want to gain your trust. They want you to trust them. They want you to accept them. And if you don't, it means that you reject them, which is, again, their wound. This is all shrouded in shame and in guilt, but this is, again, something that the narcissist will never tell you. But they would love to be able to tell you this: please stay, don't leave me. But then what happens is they then feel very vulnerable. And a narcissist is not going to make themselves vulnerable for anyone or anything. This is something that they want to hide. This is something that they don't want other people to know about them, is that they can't be vulnerable because they've got to be in control, because they see vulnerability as a weakness. Because if you're vulnerable, then that other person can read your emotions, which is what they do. We don't, they do. And that's how they base their next move, like I explained earlier. The narcissist would also like to say to you is that they've got to lie to you, because if they don't lie, then their stories, their elaborate explanations, the things that they do would hurt you. And they don't want you to leave. They don't want you to go. But they know that if you knew the truth, you would go, you would leave, because this would trigger, again, their abandonment and their rejection wound. They do all of these behaviors because they want to protect themselves. They don't want you to go. They don't want to be vulnerable and for you to know exactly what their triggers are. Because once you figure that out, you can use it against them. And that's the thing, my friends. Not that you would, but they think that you would. So they have to protect that through gaslighting you, by telling you lies. They have to lie to you. Because if you knew the truth, you would leave. And they don't want you to leave because it triggers their wounds. The narcissist would also tell you that they have to do this because they have to be able to control you, because they don't want you to leave. They have to trick you into staying. And the reason why they don't want you to leave is because they want you. They want you in a way where you are compliant, where you meet their needs. It's not just only you, there's others as well. The more people, the better. Because they want this attention. They want this focus. They want to feel accepted. They want to feel like they are part of something, because deep inside, they know that they are not part of anything, that they don't feel connected to the world around them. So if they trick people into thinking they are a certain way, those people then accept them, and then they feel part of something. They feel connected to something, even though it can be very short-lived, but they need to be able to feel it. They want the attention of others. This gives them the validation. Remember, as children, they wouldn't have got this validation. They wouldn't have felt like they are seen. And this is what this is about. They want to feel seen. They want to know that there are people out there that accept them. The narcissist would also tell you that they're so tired of playing these games. They are so tired of actually controlling people, because, yeah, they would, because it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of forward thinking. It takes a lot of studying of people to know what their behaviors are, to know what their next move is going to be. And they are tired of this. They are so bored of it. It takes a lot of energy and effort. And the narcissist wants things easy. They don't want to have to be doing this on a daily basis, but they have to ensure that their cover is not blown. They would also say to you that they try to hide their past from you because they don't want you to find out the deep secrets that they hold. Not that they don't want you to know, but if you knew, it would be really difficult for you to comprehend this, and it probably would be. It is full of darkness and it is full of pain, and they want to hide from this. This is why they build this great grand exterior, that actually they are this amazing person, that they are this wonderful individual, that actually their upbringing was so wonderful and their life is so wonderful, which is why they cover up so much. The reality of it is that it is far from the truth. This is why they have these problems in terms of trying to stay present. They also have issues with identity, which is why they're 2 or 3 people in one person. They chop and change. In order to be able to survive in the environment, they compartmentalize people, places, experiences, situations. Because they can be one person with this person, another person with this. But again, this is very tiring. And compartmentalization is all about trying to cope with the trauma, trying to cope with the fact that they don't have an identity, that they can't explain this to you. And the reason why the narcissist can't say any of this is because they actually don't comprehend it themselves. They do these behaviors and we see it as very odd, but they try to keep this hidden. And at some point we do see this. At some point we see through all of this and we leave, we go. We disconnect ourselves from them, even though it is so painful. It is so challenging, but we do disconnect from them eventually. This trauma bond, what keeps us there, keeps us stuck, is something that's very difficult. This energetic bond is very difficult. However, it is not impossible to break. And the narcissist also, on some level, has a trauma bond, but they don't feel it on the same level as you do. It is very different, and they try to also push down all of these feelings so that they don't experience them. So the narcissist would tell you all of this. They would tell you that they actually would love to be able to love you, but they can't because they don't know how. Even though they look to other people, they look to see how to love someone, but they can't because they don't know how to. So I feel like this is something that the narcissist would want to be able to verbalize, but they can't. But if they did, it means that they would be vulnerable, and this would be a great narcissistic injury to them, which is they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Believe me, they're not going to do that or show that to you. So I really hope that this video has helped. and been able to give you a bit more insight into what is going on here. And if you are someone that is facing something like this, please know that I do offer one-to-one consultations. Please see the description box for more details. I also have a mentorship and a journal club, and if you would like to join, please see the description box below. I also have a Discord server, which is a community of like-minded individuals. It is absolutely free for you to join. And if you would like to chat with a supportive community, I would say join the Discord server. All the details and the links are in the description box below. Guys, I hope this video has made sense, and I hope that it gives you more insight, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.